Once upon a time, this the memory. It's like synergy. Life the hardest teacher y'all could ever get the master. Get a test first, then y'all get that lesson after. Steve's never stressing them G's to freeze egos. Please, I just get them in threes, like the Migos.
What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Diagnose Success Podcast. I'm your host, K Sparks. It's a blessing to be a blessing. We're blessed and highly favored. I appreciate y'all tapping in every week, man. That's real talk. I love the engagement. I love the comments. I try to respond to every single comment that y'all leave, man, because it's all love. I appreciate y'all feedback, right? I love it. So, without further ado, as always, we're going to get into the word of the day. Y'all know what it is. Something motivational, inspirational, get you through your day, your week, your life. All right. I love this word of the day. It says, sometimes God kills the connection so the connection won't kill you. I like that. It says, sometimes God kills the connection so the connection won't kill you. All right. I love that, because a lot of times in life, it's like we're connected to things. We want certain things, but it's not really for us. It's not really helping us grow. It's not really elevating us to the next level. And a lot of times life be like that, right? It's like you want something so bad, and for whatever reason, it might not be fruitful. It might not come to pass, and you wonder why. But realistically, rejection is God's protection. A lot of times that's not meant for you. You want it, but that's not something you really need. Or that's not something that might ultimately down the road be in your best interest. Because a lot of times what God does is he'll block disasters from happening, because we can be self-destructive, right? We can want certain things so bad, and God's like, yo, you're playing yourself, B. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, if anything, rejection is God's protection. And be grateful for losing certain connections. Be grateful for losing certain people, because you didn't lose an opportunity. You lost a disaster, right? That's what it is. And we don't have the foresight to see that, but a lot of times God does. So, that is the word of the day. All right. Before today, we're going to get into a topic that's straightforward, no filter. We're going to talk about how to stop giving a fuck. All right. This topic right here is important, and it's powerful, because I think a lot of times people get caught up with different situations, different people, and it's because they just actually they don't know how to minimize distractions, right? That's what this basically boils down to, like how to minimize distractions and stop getting pulled into nonsense, because that's important. A lot of times people will drag you into stuff, and before you know it, you're looking up like, yo, how did I get involved in this? Like, I don't even want to be a part of this. Why did I agree to this, right? So this episode is going to teach you to stop giving a fuck in a positive way, right? In a positive way, not a negative way. And I made 3 points. So I'm going to touch on these, and this is just going to get straight to it. Point number 1, which is very important. You have to exercise strategy over emotion. When I'm saying this stuff is because I fell victim to this too, right? Got a lot of friends that I've known for a lot of years. Like, my friends are basically my family. Like, I don't regard them as friends, they're family, because I've known them for so long. And I'm pretty sure you got the same thing too. A lot of friends that you've known for years, and they're basically family. But you have to be able to exercise strategy over emotion. A lot of times, because of the years that you have with this person, because of the memories, the experiences, we tend to let our guards down with certain people because they're familiar. And a lot of times you have to establish and reinforce boundaries, because a lot of people don't have any. So they'll come to you and they'll ask you for certain things, right? They might say, hey, I need your help with something. You loan me a couple of dollars or this or that. And initially you'll do it because of that relationship. And you're not thinking like strategically. You're just thinking, this is my friend, I'm going to help him out. So you're making an emotional decision based upon a relationship. But then when people turn out to be flaky, if these people, they flake on you, they don't pay you back, they start acting funny, then you realize that you made an emotional decision instead of a strategic decision. Because if you was being strategic, you would think to yourself, well, this is the 6th time that this person is coming to me asking me for money. And basically, what is the problem? Like, what is the breakdown? Why is it that you consistently are in this position where you constantly need? It's a constant state of taking. It's almost like a parasite, right? It's like it's not a two-way street. It's not transactional both ways. It's constant take, take, take. So that's why I say a strategy over emotion. You can't get caught up emotionally. You have to think strategic to say, okay, what is happening here? And why is it happening? And why is it consistently happening? And if that's the case, this is a person where they're that tumultuous, their life is that chaotic, and it's a direct result of something that they're consistently doing, stop giving a fuck. That is not your problem, right? You can't be that emotionally invested to people that aren't even emotionally invested in themselves, right? You give a fuck more than they do about their life. Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, everybody got their own problems, their own issues. And a lot of people just got to grow the fuck up. And they never do, right? There's just, we all got those people, family members, friends, whoever, where it's always that person or two or three that just can't get their shit together. They can't, and they never will, right? So at the end of the day, you got to pivot, strategy over emotion. I love you, but I love me more. Your life is chaos, and you don't want to do better or be better. That's number one. Number two, and this is important, you got to always ask yourself, is this in alignment with who I am and what I want? I'll say that again. Number two, is this in alignment with who I am and what I want? A lot of times people will come to you. I call it hoop dreams because that's what it is basically. It's like these hoop dreams of, yo, man, I got this thing going on. It's going to succeed. I know it's going to succeed. We're going to do this. It's going to take off. And that's all it is. It's a hoop dream. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. And you have to ask yourself, is this in alignment with who I am and what I want? Because a lot of times you just got to tell people, like they say, man, that's not my ministry, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. That's not my ministry. Like, if I know that I want to get A, B, and C done, and I know that I gotta go down to Georgia to get it done. And then somebody comes along and say, hey man, I need you to do something with me. And we got to shoot to Cali. It's not my ministry, bro. Because what that's doing, it's a distraction. And the whole purpose of this is to get you guys to emphasize you over the bullshit. Emphasize you and minimize the distractions. Because people are always going to come. I'll give y'all the perfect example and how I got affected because I didn't follow my own advice, right? So I got approached with an opportunity to be an owner in this event space. So I had 3 event spaces in Brooklyn. One was down by the Barclays Center. Another one was on Williams. This was like in the Williamsburg area. Then we had another one, the third one. Turns out, in the beginning it started cool, but then turned out the guy that I went into business with was a total piece of shit, right? So this dude, he was doing shady stuff with the money. We had to end up pressing this dude. It became a whole situation, right? And I say all that to say is that if I had followed my own advice and my own instruction in that situation to say, well, is this in alignment with who I am and what I want? Because truth be told, when I look back on it, I ain't want nothing to do about no damn event space. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got different business ventures, but at the end of the day, that's not my cup of tea. I just wanted to serve as, an investor in something. But when I really think back on it, I had no interest in that. And because I didn't have an interest, I really wasn't as invested as I should have been to pay attention to who I'm doing business with, what they got going on, what they don't got going on. So that's why I say, rule number 2, is this in alignment with who I am and what I want? People always gonna pitch you. When I started making, more money, it's like, that's just what it is. People start coming because they have a need financially, right? They might want a loan. They might want certain things from you. They might want you to financially be invested in them. But if this ain't in alignment with who I am, bruh, God bless. Oh, you want to do real estate? You want me involved? I'm sorry, that's not my ministry, bro. God bless, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to be a financial advisor? That's your thing. You do that. You want to invest? That's your thing. I got to stay focused on what I got going on, because at the end of the day, there's only 24 hours in a day. Remember that, y'all. There's only 24 hours in the day. Within that time, you got to sleep. You got to eat. You got to get to the bag. If you got kids, you got to tend to your kids. Whatever you got going on in your life, you got to make sure that you divvy up that 24 to be the most effective and efficient that you can. Minimize distractions. Stop giving a fuck about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. All right. The last one, number 3, business is business. I'll say that again. Business is business. People will often pitch you from an emotional vantage point. And a lot of times you got your guards down because that's your man's in them. Right? That's your homegirl in them. That's your auntie in them. So it's like, they'll say, hey, yo, I got this idea. It's going to work, going to make a lot of money. But once they come at you like that, at that point, you have to take off your family hat, your friendship hat, and you have to put on your business hat, because now we're talking business. And if we're talking business, then we have to approach it a certain way. And when we approach things from a business vantage point, we have to hit certain markers where things make sense. So I can't deal in Never Never Land, in the land of make-believe, emotionally, or for what you feel. Yeah, you feel great about it, but does it make sense? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And a lot of times you have to challenge people in a positive way to make them see if this even makes any sense, right? You could tell me, you want me to invest in something, but what's your business plan, right? What's the term? How long is the term of this proposal that you have, this contractual agreement that'll be binding? When am I going to get my ROI? When am I going to get my return on investment? When you start asking these types of questions, people can't answer them because they're just being emotional. They don't view it as a business. They just view it as something familiar, and you guys are going to do it on a whim. No, this is business. You know, business is business. So don't get caught up in the emotional vantage point, because people will be good for that. They lure you in. Then they try to guilt trip you too. Try to make you feel bad if you don't want to play ball. Oh, why not? You're supposed to be my man. You're supposed to be all of this, right? That's the shit that people do. That's the games that people play. Don't allow people to get you caught up in that. You know, that's not your ministry. That's not your life. You know where you're headed. Stay focused. Stay on the grind. Stop giving a fuck. All right? Don't let people drag you down into their nonsense. Because the reality is, once you get looped into this stuff, 9 times out of 10, they don't even have it figured out. So when shit goes left, they just standing there looking stupid. Like, well, what happened? Oh, I don't know, man. Right? Don't get looped up in people's nonsense, man. Stay focused. So, you know, I want y'all to like, subscribe, comment below, man. People try to get you involved in nonsense. You know, how did you handle that? Where are you at right now with what you got going on? You know, I want to hear about it. I want y'all to be successful. Y'all will be successful. And until next time, peace.